Many people make wildlife films, but they are usually from a westernized point of view. Dr. Tariq Bahagat is about to change this with his vision to create the first natural history television unit in the Middle East. The natural world is always full of surprises and wonders.
Okay, coming quickly. We should run. Run after me. Where I can go?
Dr. Bahagat is an expert in safari and lunar park development, ecology and wildlife management. In addition, he has a degree in ranch management and is also a qualified veterinarian.
And this is what we can do best. We are going to make wildlife film production from our point of view, from our culture. So you can see all the wildlife from culture of Arabian people, not from other people. And this is the beginning. Zebra, which are the logo of the company.
There are various game management strategies to deal with this. One of the ways that ungulate pressure is relieved is by capturing and selling game to other farms who require additional animals. In order to capture game, specialists are called in and a reconnaissance of the area takes place. Special sites that are appropriate for capture are identified and a plastic boma and chute is then erected according to wind directions. The helicopter then lifts off to find and locate specific game species in the area. Once the whole team is ready and the helicopter has spotted game from the air, everybody watches and waits as the helicopter herds the animals into the first section of the chute. As the animals pass through each section of the boma, a curtain is drawn behind them, channeling them towards the crush, where they can be separated, identified and counted. Plastic tubes are placed over sharp horns so that the animals do not injure themselves or each other when in transit. They are then loaded onto specialized trucks that will transport them safely. Final checks and counts are completed and the animals are taken onwards to their new homes, leaving space for the next generations of babies to come. Dr. Bahagat is pioneering the Degla Safari Park development. This development will bring wildlife to the doorstep of Egypt and develop tourism in a way never seen before.
We are Degla Safari Park company. We are professional in wildlife management. We have an innovative idea to make the first open zoo down in Egypt, in Helwan Governorate.
This initiative, the first of its kind in the Middle East, has one particularly unique investment opportunity.
كل ده هنشوفه في دجلة سفاري بارك. Don't forget.
In his quest to realize this dream, Dr. Bahagat has sought out the services of Wild Revolution, an independent wildlife film production company based in South Africa with a passion for filmmaking. Patrick Bonnior and Jessica Babbage will be the team working with Dr. Bahagat to start planning future productions and bringing wildlife and cultural adventure into thousands of homes across the Middle East. Through the Degla Safari Park venture, Dr. Bahagat has seen the opportunities that lie ahead to create exclusive wildlife and socio-biographical documentaries for an Egyptian audience from an Egyptian perspective.
Now, what we do, we move to another place. Now we see giraffe. They are beautiful but dangerous. We cannot make approach more than this. But we can see that all animals are living in the same environment and suit all the ranch. الهدف ان احنا نتفرج على الزراف وطبعا هو جميل بس في نفس الوقت خطير جدا ان احنا نقدر نعمل له ابروتش. بيتلائم مع الطبيعه، متواجد مع مجموعه من الحيوانات الاخرى، وهنقدر من خلال الفيلم ده ان احنا نمر على كل الحيوانات البريه المتواجده ونقدر ندرس طبيعتها ونشوفها بتعيش ازاي وبتاكل ايه. So now what happened that we are watching the giraffe. you should study the animal behavior, knowing when you can approach and when you can escape. So all the animals are living in a way that they can eat, they can have some fun. In the meantime, we are the most and experienced company who work with the wildlife, not only in safari park, but also in tourist safari. This is the adventure. Please come on. Come. Now we are going for the hippo. Hippopotamus are very, very dangerous. You can see them in the safari zoo. This is the lake. We have there crocodile, and down there, this is the hippo. They are eating. They are suited for the environment. You can watch. You cannot be in my place. So now we can dare the adventure. I will keep you watching the hippo.
Through the Degla Safari Park Filming Initiative, people will be able to learn from and enjoy the natural world. Animal behavior in different species will be documented, from nature's smallest creatures to the planet's largest, as well as through to the planet's top carnivores such as cheetah, tiger, and lion. Audiences in the Middle East will be enthralled with wildlife action from start to finish. But the learning experience is not just for adults. There are plans to include children's education and awareness projects into the Degla Safari Park initiative. This will bring children into contact with wild creatures and give them fun, exciting and interactive learning experiences about the natural world.
And they can understand and feel the wildlife, even in cubs. And this is of course leopard cub. وده طبعا نمر منقط عمره حوالي 3 شهور.
Wild Revolution will be there to capture all of the wildlife action in the wild and throughout the Degla Safari Park adventure. Viewers will get up close and personal with the animals as they are introduced to new forms of wildlife interaction.
And this is Richard, the man walking with lion. All the people say that tomorrow he will be eaten by the lion. Come Richard, come. So you can see him. This is will manage the operation of transfer of animal and implementation of the wildlife down in our project, in Degla Safari Park project. Here's Richard walking with tiger. It's very dangerous to approach tigers, even if you know them, but they are very, very dangerous. Don't ever touch a tiger.
The aim is to bring wildlife into the homes of Arabic audiences and to share the excitement and wonderment of the natural world, from television series on the secret lives of animals or the elusive wildlife of Egypt to documentaries. The opportunity to create a natural history unit in Egypt is a rare and special opportunity with Degla Safari Park and Wild Revolution.
All this in Degla Safari Park, don't forget. We have the wildlife film production, best of the best. It will be the first production by Arab countries. This is our dream. We will make it true. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vicky Brooker, my son Richard. We're animal wranglers and we work on films with various animals.
All these animals on the farm are wild. Some are safer than others. You just got to keep watching your back and have people watch your back.
They have a dedicated team who back them up. Everybody helps care for and interact with the animals. The team provide vital field support for Vicky and Richard. Theirs is a risky business. The animals all make a living by being exactly what they are. Creatures driven by instinct and design.
Oh no.
Anything can happen.
Join us in a series that looks into the world of wildlife filmmaking on a totally different perspective.
Working on set, you need a lot of concentration. The shots we need to get sometimes are really hectic, and we can't just focus on the animals or the crew. That's when we start running into problems and it becomes dangerous.
Every animal on the farm has come with a purpose. They have all been either orphaned or injured. Using animals for film work developed out of a need to stimulate the animals in captivity. Their animals are never put at risk and are not asked to do anything that is stressful or an unnatural movement.
It is too difficult to separate the mothers and the babies, hence why the prosthetic was made at great expense and is absolutely wonderful and fabulous.
To work around dangerous or hazardous scenes, there is the incredible world of prosthetics and animatronics to fall back on.
These are so safe.
Knowing the different animals and their personalities is critical for safety and survival.
All animals have their own personalities. Some are great to work with and some aren't.
We really get to know our animals and how they behave, and you get to know the characters, the personalities, and that's crucial for so many things, and ultimately probably for their survival. The more knowledge we pick up by doing this, the more we have knowledge of the species that we're working with.
However, Vicky and Richard also need to survive each other.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine.
You know what, let's do it again then.
No, I don't want to. That's why I was just checking.
A bit like my friend here, has a short concentration span and a short fuse when it comes to sense of humour.
Some people are great to work with, some people can't stand them.
Join Vicky, Richard and the team on a new wild adventure each week and take a look into the world of people and animals, all living a wild life.
Animal science and research is a highly specialized business. Dr. Tariq Bahagat has a vision to create a state-of-the-art veterinary facility in Cairo, the Egyptian British Hospital for Veterinary Services. Dr. Bahagat is a qualified veterinarian and an expert in safari and lunar park development, ecology and wildlife management. In addition, he has a degree in ranch management and has many years' experience working with wildlife. Dr. Bahagat's considerable business expertise also includes the management of large private game reserves and the ecological management for different governmental as well as private sector organizations. These skills are paving the way to implement a new state-of-the-art facility. Dr. Tariq Bahagat has sought out the expertise of a specialized team to assist him in this task. The farm Glenafric in South Africa is not only a successful game farm and lodge, but is also a USDA-approved quarantine and holding facility. John Brooker, owner of Glenafric, has years of animal wrangling and game capture experience, having worked around the world on various game relocation projects. Dr. Bahagat has sought out the services and skills of John and the Glenafric team to be involved in the establishment of the Egyptian British Hospital for Veterinary Services. Their skill will ensure all aspects of the park are international standard, from the day-to-day proceedings of the hospital to animal husbandry to transportation and sourcing of animals. The hospital development will provide essential platforms for study and science. World-class facilities will include a research and endangered animal breeding station, quarantine area, a veterinary hospital and institute, as well as a library. State-of-the-art services will be dedicated to animal and veterinary science. The 10,000 square meter hospital development will include lecture and learning facilities for students, as well as the latest in medical technology and veterinary science facilities. Additional commercial areas will offer facilities such as a pharmacy, cinema, and areas for the holding and distribution of animals, both wild and domestic. The veterinary hospital and additional amenities will be comprehensive. quarantine facilities, clinic and operating theatres will be just some of the state-of-the-art services the hospital will provide. Experts in various fields will be available to teach and perform veterinary procedures, sharing their expertise and knowledge with local students. From large animals to smaller ones, every aspect of veterinary science and the latest technologies will be employed to ensure that the Egyptian-British Hospital for Veterinary Services is a world-class facility that not only contributes to science, but also to protecting the planet's natural wildlife heritage. One of the many ways Wilderness School engages with and opens up young minds is through its live animal interactions and talks.
We have a variety of animals that we keep in cages on a temporary basis here at the school, and they range from little non-stinging, non-venomous creatures, insects, to spiders and scorpions, snakes sometimes, and even the odd chameleon. A lot of these creatures, there's a lot of prejudice against them, often stemming from parents, and often it's ignorance that has led them to feel that way. And I think what we try to do here at the school is we cut through those prejudices, we cut through that stigma, and enable kids to really see that they're not these big ferocious creatures that they're made out to be. The animals we use varies from month to month. Often what we do is we catch animals and we use them for a little bit and we return them to the wild. We don't want to disrupt their general life cycles in any way, their breeding patterns and seasonal variations in which animals you find. We also don't want to disrupt them. The use of live animals is probably the most powerful tool we have in getting a message across, particularly for some of the creatures that are feared. If the children get an opportunity to hold them and see that they're not as ferocious or dangerous as is made out, they leave here with a sense of understanding of those creatures.
Lapalala is renowned for its rhino conservation success. Both black and white rhino are quite at home in the Lapalala wilderness. Rhino populations in the reserve are monitored every day of the year by the reserve's exceptional team of rangers. Identifying rhino in the field is made easier with the help of ear notches, each ear notch pattern unique on every individual rhino. And the next generation of Lapalala's rhinos need to be notched. But how does one go about performing this task? First, the rhino have to be darted, and powerful tranquilizers, lethal to humans, are used to subdue these incredible mega herbivores. Once safe to approach, ear muffs are placed in the rhino's ears and blinds over the eyes to help reduce the animal's stress. Swiftly, the team goes into action. Samples are taken in the form of tissue from the ear, blood and feces to determine hormonal and breeding information. The rhino's breathing is carefully monitored to ensure the breaths do not go below 5 per minute. Once the samples are taken and the overall health of the rhino has been assessed, reversal drugs are given and the rhinos swiftly recover, none the worse for the experience. Black and white rhino have differing temperaments, black being more aggressive and dangerous. The team take care at all times with all the rhino they work on, but have extra respect for black rhino. 1 ton of angry rhinoceros is not to be trifled with, and after a period of aggressive display, this black rhino retreats into the wilds of Lapalala wilderness. Spiders are very successful creatures that have been around for hundreds of millions of years. They are super predators and incredibly important in maintaining a healthy environment. The Spider Club of Southern Africa was on a field trip. Their aim was to study and record as many spider species as possible.
One of the reasons is that it's an untouched habitat. It's as pristine as you can get. It hasn't been manipulated too much, and things are more or less in balance here. Maybe there's influences coming in from outside, we don't know, but there haven't been sprays. There hasn't been crop spraying for many, many years here, and we're finding that the balance of spiders, we maybe don't get as many individual spiders, but we get a huge range of species here because it's a more or less untouched habitat.
Different species have different special adaptations to their particular environment and predatory style, and Spider Club members explore as many terrains as possible. By doing sweeps, setting traps, and being keenly observant, an amazing variety of incredible arachnids began to reveal themselves. Unrecorded specimens are taken to be analysed further. John explains why spiders are so important.
If you think, for example, that all spiders are carnivores, they eat insects. So they eat insects, they eat sometimes good insects like bees, but most of the time they eat a lot of the insect pests that harass our farmers. So from an agricultural point of view, spiders are so important. So in a world which is populated with ever-increasing population, and it's critical that we feed people, we've got to learn to live with all these creatures and use their help in ensuring that A, we get more food, good food, and we control the insect pests as well.
Bat expert Sandy Sowler, in a bid to follow up on some tantalizing bat calls she recorded on her last visit to the reserve. She is hoping to catch as many bats as possible and sets up her nets in varying wild pockets of the wilderness. Once the African night had fallen, nocturnal creatures came out in abundance and, fortunately, bats were no exception. Sandy caught and recorded 3 new species of bat for the Lopalala database. The first species in the nets was the tiny Pipistrellus zuluensis. This particular one was male. The second bat that was captured used an old pump house as a feeding ground. This slit-faced bat, or nycteris, has a highly evolved echolocation system. Its long ears and slit are perfect echolocation tools. The final bat species was a surprise to Sandy, a yellow house bat, or Scotophilus dinganii. Larger than the other two, it is clearly distinguished by its yellow fur. Each bat that Sandy catches is weighed, measured, and a hair sample is taken for analysis. They are then released back into the African night. Sandy explains why bats are important.
Bats are excellent indicators of biodiversity and the health of the environment, and they've recently been declared as such in the United Kingdom. They're top carnivores, and therefore, if everything else is well beneath them, i.e. the insects they feed on and the plants that the insects feed on, then the environment will be in good shape.
Cumulonimbus clouds build on the horizon. A thunderstorm is imminent. The African summer rains have arrived. Storms rage throughout the night, bringing much-needed moisture and further rain in their wake. For a few days in succession, cool, soaking rains blanket and infuse the landscape. In the weeks that follow the first rains, streams and dams fill up, and rivers swell with the sudden abundance of water. The rushing waters of the Lee and Blocklands rivers will continuously be nourished by the rains that will prevail over the summer. One of the planet's most precious resources, water is in abundance this season at Wilderness.